Chapter 4. Once there was a princess who was very beautiful. She shone as bright as the stars on a moonless night. But what difference did it make that she was beautiful? None. No difference. Why did it make no difference? Asked Abilene. Well, because, said Grandma, she was a princess who loved no one and cared nothing for love, even though there was many who loved her. At this point in her story, Grandma stopped and looked right at Edward.
Oh.
She stared deep into his painted-on eyes, and again, Edward felt a shiver go right through him.
Oh gosh, I'm worried for Edward, you guys.
And so, said Grandma, still staring at Edward, what happened to the princess? Said Abilene. And so, said Grandma, turning back to Abilene, the king, her father, said that the princess must marry. And soon after this, a prince came from a neighboring kingdom, and he saw the princess, and immediately he loved her. He gave her a ring of pure gold. He placed it on her finger. He said those words to her, I love you. But do you know what that princess did? Abilene shook her head. She swallowed that ring. She took it right from her finger and swallowed it.
What?
That is what I think of love, she said, and she ran from the prince. She left the castle and went deep into the woods. And so what, said Abilene? What happened? And so the princess became lost in the woods.
Oh man, I'm worried for Edward, you guys.
This is the story.
I know, but I'm worried for Edward because Grandma's still looking at him and
Oh.
she wanted him to listen to the story. I'm worried for Edward, you guys. I got a bad feeling.
She wandered for many, many days. Finally, she came to a little hut, and she knocked on the door. She said, "Let me in! I am cold." There was no answer. She knocked again. "Hello! Let me in! I am hungry!" A terrible voice answered her back.
Oh gosh.
The voice said, "Enter if you must." The beautiful princess entered, and she saw a witch sitting at a table counting pieces of gold.
Oh no.
3,672, said the witch. "I am lost," said the beautiful princess. What of it?" said the witch. 3,623. "I am hungry," said the princess. "Not my concern," said the witch. 3,624. "But I'm a beautiful princess." 3,625, replied the witch. "My father," said the princess, "is a powerful king. You must help me, or there will be some consequences." "Consequences," said the witch. She looked up from her gold. She stared at the princess.
Oh gosh.
"You dare to talk to me of consequences? Very well then. We will speak of consequences. Tell me the name of the one you love." "Love?" said the princess. She stamped her foot. "Why must everyone speak of love?" "Well, whom do you love?" said the witch. You must tell me the name." "I love no one," said the princess proudly.
This is going bad, you guys.
"You disappoint me," said the witch. She raised her hand and said one word, "Farfigurely,"
What?
and the beautiful princess was changed into a warthog. "What? What have you done to me?" squealed the princess. "Talk to me of consequence now, will you?" said the witch, and she went back to counting her pieces of gold. 3,626, said the witch, as the warthog princess ran from the hut and out again into the forest.
Oh my gosh, she's a warthog.
The king's men were in the forest too. And what were they looking for? A beautiful princess. And so that when they came upon the ugly warthog, they shot it immediately. Pow! "No," said Abilene. "Yes," said Grandma. The men took the warthog back to the castle, and the cook slit open its belly, and inside of it, they found a ring of pure gold.
No.
There were many hungry people in the castle that night,
No.
and all of them were waiting to be fed. So the cook put the ring on her finger and finished butchering the warthog,
Oh, Lord.
and the ring that the beautiful princess had swallowed shone in the cook's hand as she did her work. The end. The end, said Abilene.
What?
Yes, said Grandma, the end. But it can't be. Well, why can't it be? Because it came too quickly. Because nobody is living happily ever after. That's why. Ah, and so, said Grandma. She was quiet for a moment. But answer me this. How can a story end so happily if there is no love? But, well, it is late, and you must go to sleep now. Grandma took Edward from Abilene. She put him on the bed and pulled the sheet up to his whiskers. She leaned close to him. She whispered, "You disappoint me."
Oh.
After the old lady left, Edward lay in his small bed and stared up at the ceiling. The story, he thought, had been pointless. But then most stories were. He thought of the princess and how she had become a warthog. How gruesome. How grotesque. What a terrible fate. "Edward," said Abilene, "I love you. I don't care how old I get. I will always love you." Yes, yes, thought Edward. He continued to stare up at the ceiling. He was agitated for some reason that he could not name. He wished that Grandma had put him on his side so that he might be able to look at the stars. And then he remembered Grandma's description of the beautiful princess. She shone as bright as the stars on a moonless night. For some reason, Edward found comfort in those words, and he repeated them to himself. As bright as the stars on a moonless night, as bright as the stars on a moonless night, over and over, until at last the first light of dawn appeared.